She walked onto grass in Birmingham on June 1, 2026, and by the time she left 6 days later, the entire tennis world had to throw out everything it thought it knew about her. Alexandra Eala had spent her whole career being filed under one label: hard court player, dangerous on fast surfaces, still figuring out grass. Then she went to England and tore that file up completely. She won the Birmingham Open, her second career WTA 125 title, beating her own doubles partner Nikola Bartonkova in a tight 3-set final. That alone would have been a good week. Instead, it was just the beginning. She followed it with a run through Berlin as a wild card that genuinely stunned people who follow this sport closely. First round, she beat Donna Vekic, fresh off winning the title at Queen's Club, 7-5, 6-4. Next up was Elena Rybakina, the world number 2, and Eala beat her too, 7-5, 6-4, rallying from a breakdown to pull off one of the biggest upsets of her season. Then she beat Elina Svitolina 6-3, 6-4 to reach her first WTA 500 semifinal. Her run finally ended there, losing to Linda Noskova 6-2, 6-4, but by that point the message had already landed. This wasn't a fluke week. This was a player who had quietly turned herself into one of the most dangerous names on grass in the entire sport. And here's the number that tells the real story. By the time Wimbledon arrived, Eala had climbed from outside the top 100 in early 2025 to sitting inside the top 30 in the world, a 29th seed carrying a ranking and a run of form that nobody outside her own team had predicted this time last year. She became the first player, man or woman, from the Philippines to ever carry a seeding into a Grand Slam. 21 years old, and she had already rewritten a page of history before a single ball was struck at the All England club. Then the draw handed her Renata Zarazua. If that name doesn't mean much to you, it should, because this opening match is a lot more complicated than the ranking gap suggests. Zarazua is a Mexican veteran who has spent well over a decade on tour learning how to make life miserable for exactly the kind of player Eala is. She isn't a power hitter. She doesn't blow anyone off the court. What she does is take away rhythm. She slows the ball down, mixes pace, drags matches into uncomfortable, broken up rallies until her opponent starts pressing for something that isn't there. And she's done exactly that to Eala before. Back in August 2024, in Cary, North Carolina, the two met in a hard court quarterfinal. Eala raced through the first set. Then Zarazua adjusted, slowed everything down, and completely dismantled her rhythm over the next 2 sets to steal the match. That's the only previous meeting between these two, and it's the one Eala has to shake off before Monday. The good news for her is that this is a completely different version of Eala walking onto a completely different surface. On grass in 2026, her results have been outstanding, built around a game plan that's almost tailor-made for this surface. She takes the ball early, well inside the baseline, meeting it on the rise so her flat ground strokes skid through low and fast rather than sitting up and inviting a clean reply the way they sometimes do on clay. That's exactly why her clay season struggled, while her grass season has been the best stretch of her career. Zarazua, meanwhile, is walking into conditions that work against everything she does well. Her game depends on taking the ball comfortably, absorbing pace and redirecting it with variety, and grass simply doesn't give her the bounce height to do that consistently. Her results on the surface this season have been shaky, including a qualifying exit at Bad Homburg right before Wimbledon began. The patient, grinding style that has kept her competitive on tour for so long loses a lot of its teeth when the ball is skidding through at ankle height instead of sitting up where she can get underneath it. Still, there's a genuine wrinkle here worth watching, and it's the same one that hurt Eala back in North Carolina. If Zarazua can slow the tempo down and force Eala to generate her own pace instead of redirecting it, the match can tighten up fast. And there's a real target for her to attack. Eala's serve, particularly the second delivery, remains the one soft spot in an otherwise complete grass court game. It sits up in the strike zone, and an experienced returner who steps in and takes it early can turn routine service games into real contests. Bookmakers have priced this heavily in Eala's favor, and given the form both players are carrying into Wimbledon, that makes sense. But there's something dangerous about facing an opponent with nothing to lose. Zarazua gets to play free. Eala is carrying the seeding, the pressure, and the hopes of an entire country that has never had a player reach this stage before, let alone win a match here. She's shown before that she can handle big moments, whether it was the raucous, overwhelming crowd support in Birmingham or the total freedom of arriving in Berlin as an underdog with nothing expected. Both times, she delivered. Now she gets to find out what it feels like walking into a Grand Slam as the favorite for the very first time, against the one player who already knows exactly how to make her uncomfortable.